Hello everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Subuff Tower series. This time it is going to be Popseidon. The most expensive as well as probably the kind of most DPS focused Mermonkey crosspath. Now if I'm being completely honest, Popseidon is quickly becoming one of kind of my favorite tier 5s. I do like the design of him, as well as the fact that I just kind of like the tower just kind of overall. A little bit unfortunate that kind of Popseidon is definitely getting overshadowed by the likes of top and kind of bottom path, but I mean, oh well. Anyways, crosspathing for Popseidon's gonna be kind of interesting. My gut instinct tells me to go for kind of bottom path for just kind of the seeking, as well as you do get Echosense network, which can increase range. I mean, the tier 5 of Popseidon already gets increased range, so I'm not really certain how much that's going to make like a difference. I don't think it kind of will, especially when you get kind of max buffs. The range is going to be completely massive. It wouldn't surprise me if it would actually engulf to the entire length of the kind of map here. So I'm thinking top path might be better. The only downside of that is we're not going to be doing kind of full DPS, since the tower works how the farther along the projectiles are along the track, the more damage it's going to do. Hello, editing person 87 here. The Popseidon's damage doesn't have anything to do with kind of track length and everything to do with kind of projectile lifespan, so disregard what I said there. But hopefully the attack speed can kind of make up for it. I will kind of say that Popseidon probably has the most balanced crosspathing kind of overall. With most towers, it's usually there's one preferred crosspath. Well, Popseidon, you can make an argument for 250 in 052. And there's not really any other towers I can think of off the top of my head where that's kind of the case. But anyways, don't really want to kind of worry about Popseidon because we won't really be getting him down until tier 2. We are going to have to be tier 1 with Arctic Knights. Not really sure how well that's going to go. As well, Arctic Knight's not really bad. It's not really too great when it comes to mob damage. The ability is going to be kind of the best mob damage we have. Now, personally, I think Popseidon's kind of fine where it is right now. I think the only change I'd really give it is I feel like Middle Path should have normal type damage. Especially for Popseidon. It makes no sense that it doesn't. It just kind of seems weird, especially for a tower that costs like 56,000 on like hard mode. Like Sky Shredder is cheaper, I believe, than Popseidon, yet that has normal type damage. So I'm kind of wondering, like, what is the motivation behind not giving Middle Path normal type? And I also just think that, like I said, kind of in my Mermonkey showcase with Luminous Cove, this tower just has a really weird weakness to leads. That just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Top path, I feel like, should have lead popping. Bottom path isn't really for damage, so that I can understand. But it is kind of weird that the only way you can actually get lead popping on this cross path is if you go for the tier 4 of this guy. Well, it definitely seems like I need to brush up on my farming without Geraldo or Ben, because I think I might just barely be able to afford 6 marketplaces. Normally I'd be able to get favored trades as well, but I guess I kind of spent too much on defense, which I guess kind of makes sense. It's a bit unfortunate too, because most of the money is going to go towards Arctic Knight and just kind of the ability as well. And so I think kind of hopefully banking on kind of not Energizer, but Reactor, as well as Brickle, kind of helping this guy out kind of a bit. I think this is the best I can do. Getting Overclock in the middle of the round would be quite nice. I'm going to sell this guy because I don't need any more. And it seems that damage is actually looking pretty good, so let me just get this on strong. Actually, no, first. And see what happens if I combine Brickwill and Arctic Knight. And DPS is looking pretty good. Nice burst. The only issue is going to be kind of cooldowns, but it seems that with Reactor on the field, cooldowns aren't really as bad. Right, so it's kind of out of range right now, so I'm just going to target over here and use both abilities. So whenever the ability is kind of active, it just turns into a nuke, so that's pretty nice. Okay, so let's retarget this again. Use both in combination, and I don't think I need any sort of attack speed increases. So it's quite nice. Arctic Knight's definitely a lot better than I thought. Okay, it's going to get BRF down. I can't really afford it. Once I kind of sell everything, I will be able to. And I think it's just kind of one more ability usage, so it's actually really good. It only took 3 ability uses for this guy to be able to easily take down Bloonarius here. I do wonder if Arctic Knight could actually be a meta for kind of bossing, because that'd be really cool. Alright, so for tier 2 it seems that I am very much so poor. And I think this, yeah, it's just barely enough to be able to afford this guy. I mean, with him on the field, this basically guarantees our victory, even without the ability. But not really is not as much leeway as I would like. But anyways, combining both abilities, of course, gains the kind of same effect. It's basically a nuke. So I am hoping that I can maybe take this moment to kind of farm just a little bit. I'm not going to be able to afford Banana Essential by the end of this tier, I don't think. So I might have to just kind of get back some Banana Essentials and then just kind of sell after this one to hopefully be somewhat close. I have heard that this ability actually is affected by attack speed buffs, so if that is true, I kind of expected to do kind of a lot of damage come tier 4 and 5 once we actually are able to get up like True Sun God and Ultra Boost and other things like that. Do it again, and perfect. Middle path doing pretty good, but that is kind of surprising since it's kind of the main DPS path of Mermonkey. Tier 3 is still a bit poor. Was able to afford Ultra Boost in the round. Did get it quite late as you only got 3 stacks in it, so we're just gonna have to work with like 74,000, which I think is gonna be enough. I think the first thing I want to do is actually grab Energizer just to reduce cooldowns on this guy. And then after that, I'm not really sure to be honest. Carry a flagship, I guess, would be kind of nice. Don't mind me, just gonna use one of these pools here. As I don't think I actually have space to actually fit, so I'm just gonna keep Carry Flagship right here. I think that's really all I'm gonna do. Carry Flagship is unfortunately doing damage, but not really kind of as much as Popseidon's gonna be doing. Anyways, of course, we're going to be combining both abilities here. It's not really kind of nuking as much, but hopefully with kind of half cooldowns, it comes a lot faster. I'm actually gonna get tech bots just for both Brickle and Popseidon, just so I don't have to manually use the ability. Alk has decent uptime, so I'm not actually going to upgrade to Permabrew, and I think I'm just going to kind of keep farming. As I mean, the only thing left we have to get is True Sun God, but I'm kind of like way behind. I'm going to get Homeland kind of in the middle of the round just to maybe speed up a little bit, but I think we should be fine with what we have right now. Yeah, it seems like we were just fine even though it's going to take a little bit of a while. We are going to beat this. And I am a little bit confident for kind of next tier because we have a bunch of BRFs down. And we finally have 10 stacks in the sky. Perfect. Get another farmer down. I get it by like here-ish. Alright, perfect, perfect. And then I think I'll kind of keep Popseidon around. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to untech bot this guy and start ultra boosting Popseidon for kind of next tier. I'm going to kind of get back and overclock just so I can start overclocking the, or not start, but keep ultra boosting or overclocking the Banana Essential because it still does benefit from it. I don't think it's necessary really to go for kind of top or bottom path Mermonkey. The increased Pierce I don't really think is needed here. If we die, it's not going to be because of Pierce, it's just going to be because of damage. Now, Brickle has actually reached level 20. I'm actually going to sell her and then get her back, because I don't really want her to get level 20. Just because that makes her ability map wide, and so that'll affect this guy. And so I'm just going to kind of keep Brickle under level 20. Unfortunately, you can't really stop her from getting that, so every so often just got to pay attention to make sure she didn't hit 20. We kind of started a lot earlier than I expected to, but I mean, I guess it should be fine. So I need to add is like Permabrew, Homelands. I could also get Blue Storm. I mean, why not? And it seems I'm going to have to get more tech bots. Invest in Homeland first, and then let me tech bot Brickle because I did have to take that off. Even though that does kind of mess up the timing, so Brickle's ability is not going to be active whenever Popseidon's ability is active, but I think that should be fine, honestly. Because, I mean, yeah, regardless, we're still absolutely shredding here. Yeah, I think this tier is looking quite easy, and it's basically in the bag. So I'm going to start kind of setting up stuff for kind of next tier, which will be the final one. True Sun God's going to have to be in a bit of a weird spot. I might have to Chinook Permabrew away. And if I can actually find space for a helipad. Down here it seems. And that's that. So I think after this round I'm just going to kind of sell everything because I don't think I really need the money at this point. You know, it's going to cause a bunch of screen clutter. Hopefully doing this will make the bitrate somewhat bearable. Also, I just kind of remembered that Bottom Path Mermonkey actually does reduce hero cooldowns, which is something I do want, so I actually am going to get Final Harmonic just for their cooldowns. Pierce isn't really needed, but I figured Burkle cooldowns could probably help with getting kind of Popseidon's ability and Burkle's ability kind of back in sync, without me having to do it manually. Anyways, round 120 is about to start once we beat these bads here. And so let me get this guy. I just realized I need a Chinook back so I can actually move Super Brittle down, which is on the screen, but Bloonarius is covering it. And I did have to sell Burkle yet again. So that does unfortunately kind of mess up cooldowns, but it should sync back up eventually because I think the cooldown for Burkle is halved yet again. While for Popseidon, I think it's not. I think it only gets increased Pierce. Which I just kind of noticed is kind of a bit interesting. I do wonder, because it does say that nearby heroes have improved range and cooldowns, but does that apply to Magic Monkeys? I don't think it does. I can't really tell the difference, but I don't really know how long Popseidon's cooldown is normally. So I guess it's something I'll just have to read on the wiki, but the way it's worded does make it sound like only heroes get increased range and increased range and cooldowns, while Magic Monkeys only just have extra Pierce. Anyways, this guy strong. Yes, perfect. Let me Chinook Brittle because he's way out of the range. I do wonder if maybe getting down Ice Impale would be worth it because Popseidon does do extra damage to frozen balloons. And the only way you can really freeze balloons is with Impale. I don't think... I guess Super Brittle, I guess, does count. But you can't really tell that the Moab is frozen is a thing. Anyways, I guess it doesn't really matter because Bloonarius is kind of almost dead. So I guess there's still a little bit of testing I do want to do with this guy just to see how he works. Anyways, that was Popseidon versus Bloonarius. Definitely one of the kind of better towers overall. Definitely kind of a better kind of a tier 4 than kind of most towers. Arctic Knight, the ability is a nuke basically, which is quite nice. Now, I don't think that ability should have a normal type damage, but I think Popseidon's tier 5 should have normal type damage for everything. And I do find it strange that it's not normal type damage. I think it's like plasma damage, which means that it can't pop purples. So a little bit interesting, but I guess that's what Ninja Kiwi kind of thought. But anyways, yeah, that was that. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and join Discord. Link is down below in the description. Have a nice day, everyone.